Nityanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sarisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Avatitam Trigunaraitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nityanandam, everyone, namaste. We welcome you all with our love and respect and the divine blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. We welcome you all to this Pan-Canadian event, the Hindu Heritage Month celebrations for 2021 from Kailasa, Canada. My name is Sri Nityananda, and I'm an initiated disciple of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashivam.
And my name is Rainoshan Edmund, and I am also an initiated disciple of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashivam. The Hindu ecosystem continues to grow across Canada, whereas Hindu Canadians from across Ontario have made significant contributions across all fields: science, education, medicine, law, politics, business, culture, and sports. Hindu Canadians have helped to build Ontario into the multicultural success story that it is, and have helped to grow this province into the best place to live, work, and raise families. They continue to help foster growth, prosperity, and innovation throughout Ontario. This is from the Bill 56 that declared Hindu Heritage Month as November. Alberta has also declared August as Hindu Heritage Month, and this initiative supporting the Hindu ecosystem in Canada in all provinces continue to grow.
Today, we are pleased to bring together thousands of Canadians as well as international viewers from around the world for this year's Pan-Canadian event, the celebration of the Hindu ecosystem. This event is being broadcast live through the internet Zoom sessions, as well as through many platforms on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram, as well as Kailasa'S Nityananda TV and the various other Kailasa social media platforms.
Also joining us today are Canadian leaders from across the country, not only leaders of the Hindu community, but we also have distinguished members of the Canadian Parliament, as well as provincial legislatures, premiers, mayors, government leaders, and as well as various other VIPs and special guests. We welcome you all with their love and respect. Let us begin today's events by visiting to the Kailasa, Canada's Nityanandeshwara Hindu Temple in Toronto, and receive the blessings from the deities of the temple by offering arati to the Mulavar, or the temple's main deity, followed by a short video of Kailasa Toronto's temple from the Gurukul students, and the well wishes and blessings from the various other Hindu temples joining us here today in today's celebration of Hindu Heritage Month and the Hindu ecosystem.
Nityanandam, everyone. Welcome to this Hindu Heritage Month to celebrate the Kailasa Toronto's celebration today for celebrating Hindu Month. To start off this event, we'll start off with the declaration and requesting the blessings of Swamiji and the Mulavar to make this event a successful event. So we'll start off with the declaration followed by Aarti. I authentically cognize, which is internally processed, understand and declare the truth that cosmic energy exists. Yes. I authentically cognize, which is internally processed, understand and declare the truth that Swamiji Ambal and Meru are the Chinmaya Vikas, embodiment and representation of this very cosmic entity. Yes, authentically cognize, which is internally processed, understand and declare the truth that whatever I offer and this event will reach the cosmic energy directly. Yes, authentically cognize, which is internally processed, understand and declare the truth of Soham is me, that even when I worship, I am Him.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिव समारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्ति मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ललाटे त्रिपुण्ड्री निखिलकृतकस्तूरी तिलकः स्फुरन्मालाधार स्फुरितकटिकौपीन वसनः ददानो दुस्तारं शिरसि फणिराजं शशिकलां प्रदीप सर्वेषाम् अरुणगिरि योगी विजयते। अच धूपः ओम धूरति धूर धूरन्तं धूरतयोस्मान् धूर्वदितं धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वमस्त्वं देवनामसि सन्नितमं पप्रितमं जिष्टुतमं वन्नितमं देवोतमामृतमसि हरिर्धानमगश्वमात्रमित्रसत्त्वचक्षुषा प्रेक्षिमाभिर्म संदिग्ध मात्वाहि गुंशिषं भगवान् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव भगवान् श्री नित्यानंद लिंगेश्वराय धूपमाग्रपयामि। अच दीपः ओम उद्दीप्यस्य जातवेदो प्रज्ञर्निरृतिमम मनोपशुगुष्य मह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिशा मानोहिगं निर्जातवेदो गामश्वं पुरुषं जगत् अबिभ्रदाज्ञादि श्रियाम परिपातय। भगवान् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। लिंगेश्वराय नमः। दीपं दर्शयामि। अच नैवेद्यम् ओम मधुवातारुतायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माद्वेर्न सन्तो वोषति मधुनक्तमुतोषति मधुरत्पार्थिगगम्भृत मधुद्योरस्तु न पित मधुरागमस्तु सूर्यः माद्विर्धावो भवन्तु नः मधु मधु मधु। भगवान् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय भगवान् श्री नित्यानंद पराशक्ति लिंगेश्वराय नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि। स्वारात्रिकम् ओम सोमो वाएतस्य राज्यमादत्ते यो राजसान् राज्यो वसोमेन यजते देवसुमेधानि हविगुंसि भवन्ति य एतावन्तो वै देवनागं प्रवाह स एवस्मै तवान् प्रयच्छन्ति स एनं पुनः सुमन्ते राज्याय देवसुराज भवति न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेम विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयम् अग्निः त्वमेव भान्ताम् अनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वम् इदं विभाति। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। आरार्तिकं समर्पयामि। भगवान् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव पराशक्ति लिंगेश्वराय चरणकमलेभ्यो नमः।
deities are the best way to enrich people, and deities are the best way people can connect to the space of Kailasa immediately. The deities in the temple is not stone, he is really alive, you can talk to them. Hinduism knows the science of birthing God as Archavatara. You can connect, they respond. Hinduism is tradition of festivals and celebrations and rituals.
करे नंदी की सवारी भोलेनाथ रे शंकर नाथ रे मेरा भोला है भंडारी करे नंदी की सवारी शंभोनाथ रे शंकर नाथ रे तेरा नाम है तारनहारा कि तू ही है पालनहारा भोलेनाथ रे शंकर नाथ रे मेरे साथ रे तू मेरे साथ रे तमाम सृष्टि का सार तू है विकार तू निर्विकार तू है कहूँ क्या बारे में तेरे भोले असीम तू है अपार तू है सुबह शंभो है वास तेरा निगाह में भी निवास तेरा समाए दिल में है तेरी सूरत वजूद मुझ में है खास तेरा
Suffering is all that we talk about. Confusion, delusion, and everybody's stressed out. The only one to save us is him, there's no doubt. He's a Shiva, Mahadeva. He's an avatar of everything at his feet. So feel free, just let it be. Watch him come while you listen to me.
We love you, Swamiji.
Jagadguru Nityananda. Yemperuman Nityananda. That's right, Paramahamsa Nityananda.
Nityanandam.
Om Namo Nityanandaya, Namo Namo Nityanandaya. Om Namo Nityanandaya, Sadashivaya Om.
எவ்வளவோ இன்னல்கள் துன்பங்கள் நடைபெற்றுக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. இந்த இன்னல்களையும் துன்பங்களையும் போக்குவதற்கு எம்பெருமானுடைய அனுக்கிரகம் நிறைவாக வேண்டும். எம்பெருமானுடைய நிறையருள் அனுக்கிரகம் நிறைவாக வேண்டுமென்றால் பக்தர்களாகிய நாங்கள் அனைவரும் ஒன்று சேர்ந்து எம்பெருமான் விழாவிலே சிறப்பித்து அவரை பூரணமாக பரிபூரண மகிழ்வுபடுத்த வேண்டும். அப்போதுதான் எம்பெருமான் ஆனந்தத்தில் நிறைவான ஆசி அனுக்கிரகம் எல்லோருக்கும் புரிந்து எல்லோரும் நோய் நொடிகளின்றி இன்புற்று துன்பம் இல்லாது இன்பமாக வாழ்வார்கள். இன்றைய காலகட்டத்திலே இந்த கொரோனா என்கின்ற வியாதி வந்து அனைவரும் பெரிதளவு துன்பப்படுகின்றார்கள். அந்த துன்பத்திலும் எப்பெருமானுடைய அருளாசி அனுக்கிரகத்தோடு ஓர் சிலர் இன்பம் படுகின்றார்கள். அந்த ஓர் சிலரின் இன்பம் லோகத்தில் வாழக்கூடிய அனைத்து மக்கள் ஜீவராசிகளுக்கும் இது கிடைக்க வேண்டும். எல்லோ மக்களும் நலமாக வாழ வேண்டும் என்ற நோக்கின் விருப்பமே எங்களுடையது. அது மட்டுமல்ல, இந்த அனைத்து பிராமண குலம் ஆண்டவனுக்கு அனுதினம் அனுசேவை செய்து பிழைப்பவர்கள். அவர்களை தெய்வத்திற்கு வழிபடவென்றே அவர்களை வகுத்திருக்கின்றார். அவர்கள் பரம்பரையாக ஒவ்வொரு ரிஷிகளுடைய அடிகளில் வந்தவர்கள். அந்தணர்கள், பூணுல் அணிந்தவர்கள் அந்தணர்கள் ஒவ்வொரு கோத்திரங்களிலிருந்து வந்திருப்பார்கள். அவர்கள் எல்லாம் லோகத்தில் ஒரு பகுதியில் அதை சொல்லுவார்கள் சத்திரியர்கள், பிராமண தேச உள்ளம் கொண்டவர்கள் என்றுதான் சொல்ல வேண்டும். அவர்கள் அவரவர் பாட்டிலே பகவானுக்கு ஏதோ சேவை செய்து கொண்டு மக்களால் கிடைக்கப்படுகின்ற ஊதியத்தில் கஞ்சியோ ஏதோ குடித்து வாழ்கின்ற பிராமணனிடம் அவன் மத்தளம் மாறி யார் அடித்தாலும் வாங்கிக் கொள்வார் பிராமணன், திருப்பி பேச மாட்டான். ஆகையினாலே இந்த பிராமண குலத்தை ரொம்ப ரொம்ப இழிவான முறையிலே நடாத்துகிறார்கள். ஆண்டவனை எல்லாரும் வழிபடலாம், எல்லாரும் ஆண்டவனிடம் அன்பு காட்டலாம். ஆனால் அவரவருக்கென்று உள்ள தொழில்களை அவரவர் செய்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். பிராமணனுக்கு கிடைத்தது பகவான் சேவை செய்யக்கூடிய ஒரு பக்குவமான அன்பான தொழில். அதை பகவான் நிறையோடு அருளாக அனுக்கிரகம் பண்ண நாங்களும் பிராமணர்களும் அந்த சேவையை நிறைவாக செய்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றார்கள். அதையெல்லாம் துன்பப்படுத்தி பிராமணர்களை வருத்தி நிறைய வதம் செய்து கொண்டிருக்கும் ஓர் சில பெரியார்கள் பகவான் அருளோடு அவர்கள் திருந்தி எல்லோரையும் திருத்துவதற்கும் எம்பெருமான் நிறையான அருளாசி கிடைக்க வேண்டும். இந்த சுவாமி நித்யானந்தா அவர்கள் ஒரு சிலருக்கு பிடிக்கும், ஒரு சிலருக்கு பிடிக்காது. நான் அவர்களுடைய வாக்கியங்கள் அனைத்துமே இனிமையானது, இனிதானது. மனிதர்களுக்கு புக்தி அதிகம் பெருகக்கூடிய வார்த்தைகளை அவர் நன்றாக உச்சரித்து உபசரிக்கின்றார். அனைவருக்கும் ஆசிகள் கொடுக்கின்றார். அந்த நித்யானந்தா அவர்கள் கூடி இந்த பிராமணர்கள் எல்லாரையும் இப்படி வதைக்கிறார் என்று கூடி அவர் கூறியிருக்கிறார். அது எங்களுக்கு கேட்கும்போது எங்களுக்காகவும் ஒரு மனிதன் கதைப்பதற்கு இருக்கின்றானா என்ற சந்தோஷங்கள் மனது. அது ஒரு பக்கம் இருக்கட்டும். இருந்தும் எங்களுக்கு தேவை பகவானுடைய அருளாசி அனுக்கிரகம். நாட்டில் வாழக்கூடிய மக்கள் அனைவரும் நலமாக இருக்க வேண்டும். இந்த விஷயங்களை குருமார்கள் மூலமாக தெரியத்தர வேண்டும், தெரியப்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்பதும் எங்கள் நித்யானந்தா சுவாமிகளுடைய விருப்பம். அது எங்களுக்கும் விருப்பம்தான். ஆனால் சொல்லி யாரும் கேட்பதில்லை. பெரிய சபையில் சொன்னால்தான் அது சரியாகின்றது. ஓரிருவர் சொல்லி கதைத்து எதுவும் சரிப்படுவதில்லை. ஆகனால்தான் ஒன்று கூடும் நிலையிலே வேளையிலே நாங்கள் எரிவாது அறுவை புகட்டினால் அனைவருக்கும் சேரும் என்பது உண்மையாகும். ஆகையினால் இந்த லோகத்தில் வாழக்கூடிய மக்கள் வாழ்வதற்கு, நிறைவாக வாழ்வதற்கு ஆண்டவன் மட்டும் காணாது நாங்களும் எல்லோரும் நல்ல மனதோடு எங்களால் உதவி செய்ய முடியாமல் இருந்தால் கூடி பரவாயில்லை, உபத்திரங்கள் பண்ணக்கூடாது, மற்றவனுக்கு வஞ்சகம் செய்யக்கூடாது. தண்ட பாட்டில் அவன் வாழ்ந்து கொண்டு போகிறான், நாங்கள் எங்கள் பாட்டில் வாழ்ந்து கொண்டு போகிறோம். நாமல் செய்த புண்ணிய தர்ம பலனின் போக்கு எவ்வளவோ அவ்வளவுதான் எங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கப் போகின்ற ஆசீர்வாதம். ஆகையினால் எங்களுக்கு இந்த ஆசீர்வாதத்தை பகவான் கொடுத்திருக்கிறார், நாங்கள் நலமாக இருக்கிறோம் என்றதை நாங்கள் நிறைவாக சந்தோஷப்பட்டுக் கொள்ள வேண்டும். அவன் அப்படி இருக்கிறான், எனக்கு இப்படி இல்லை என்று கவலைப்படக்கூடாது. எங்களை விட கீழ்மட்டத்தில் எவ்வளவோ பேர் கஷ்டப்படுகின்றார்கள். ஆகவே ஒருதரம் கஷ்டங்கள் இல்லாது நிறைவாக, நிறை நிம்மதி சுகமாக வாழ வேண்டும் என்று வாழ்த்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இன்றைய தினத்திலே என்னை பேச முன்னிற்க வைத்த எங்கள் ஆனந்தா பக்தன், நித்யானந்தா டிவோட்டி தியாகராஜா அவர்களுக்கும் நான் எனது நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு, இந்த டொரண்டோ வாழ் கைலாஸ் பக்தர்களுக்கும் என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்களை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு, சிவாவிஷ்ணு பெருமானுடைய அனுக்கிரகம் அவர்கள் எல்லோருக்கும் நிறைவாக கிட்டி எல்லோரும் நல்லருள் நட்பலன் கிடைத்து நிறைபுத்தியோடு நலமாக வாழ வேண்டும் என்று வாழ்த்திக் கொள்கிறேன். வணக்கம்.
ஓம் சக்தி. நமஸ்காரம். என் பேர் கந்தசுவாமி குருக்கள். ஸ்ரீ நாகபுஷ்ணியம்பிகா சமேத நாகலிங்கேஸ்வர சுவாமி திருக்கோவில் 1830 எல்ஸ்மீர் ரோட், டொரண்டோவில் அமைஞ்சிருக்குது. அம்பாள் இது 96லேருந்து துவங்கி ரொம்ப விசேஷமாக நிறைய பூஜைகள்லாம் நடைபெற்று இந்த கோவில்னால நிறைய பக்தர்கள்லாம் பலனடைஞ்சிருக்காங்க. ஒவ்வொரு திருவிழா காலங்கள்லேயும் ஆனி மாதங்கள் நடக்கக்கூடிய திருவிழா காலங்களையும் மற்ற மாதங்கள் நடக்கக்கூடிய திருவிழா காலங்களையும் எல்லா இடத்துலேருந்தும் பக்தர்கள்லாம் வந்து அம்பாளை தரிசித்து அம்பாளுடைய பலன்கள்லாம் நிறையா அடைஞ்சிருக்காங்க. இந்த ஹிந்து ஹெரிட்டேஜ் ப்ரோக்ராம் வருஷம் நடக்கிறதுக்கு நம்ம இந்து மதத்துக்குன்னு ஒரு நடக்கக்கூடிய இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் எப்போவுமே நிறைய நடந்துட்டு இன்னும் க்ஷேமமாக இதனால் நிறைய பலன்கள் நம்ம இந்து மதத்துக்கு நிறைய கிடைக்கணும்னு வேண்டிக்கிறோம். நாகபூஷணியம்பிகா சமேத நாகலிங்கேஸ்வரனுடைய சுவாமியினுடைய அனுகிரகம் கண்டிப்பாக எல்லா பக்த கோடிகளுக்கும் கிடச்சி எல்லாரும் வந்து அம்பாளை தரிசிச்சுட்டு டொரண்டோவில் வரும்போது கனடாவில் எல்லாரும் அம்பாள் வந்து தரிசிச்சுட்டு அம்பாளுடைய அனுகிரகத்தை பெறணும்னு வேண்டிக்கிறேன். எல்லாரும் அம்பாள் இந்த வீடியோனுடைய பலன் பிரகாரம் சந்தோஷம் அடைஞ்சி எல்லாரும் இந்த வருஷத்துலேருந்து இருக்கக்கூடிய துன்பங்கள்லேருந்தெல்லாம் விலகி எல்லா நன்மைகளும் வரணும்னு இந்த ஹிந்து ஹெரிட்டேஜ் ப்ரோக்ராம் அடிக்கடிக்கு இது மாதிரியா வருஷத்தில் ஒரு வருஷத்தில் ஒரு வாட்டி நடக்கிறது போய் மாதங்கள் நடந்து நிறைய ஆக்களுக்கு நிறைய பலன்கள் வரணும்னு வேண்டிப்போம். ஓம் சக்தி. நமஸ்காரம்.
Namaskaram to all. Very happy Hindu Heritage Month to everyone. You know, in Canada, we have a lot of Hindus here. They are practicing their own way of the prayer. You know, in so many Hindu people from along the world, from India, Sri Lanka, Fiji, even Guyana, and many people living in Toronto, they celebrating in this month. There's a Holy Hindu Heritage Month. You know, I'm Chandrasekhara Gurukar. People call me Chandru Gurukar. I'm here for long. 25 years I complete in Canada. I came when 1995 to Canada, and I started my service here. And now I have the temple. There is a Hindu temple in Mississauga, close to airport, Matheson and Dixie Road, Sri Sivasatyanarayana temple. Each and every year, I'm seeing there's a growth of the Hinduism in Canada. There is so many saints also supporting here from all over the country. They're giving very good knowledge to the people, like all the guru, they teaching the Upanishads, as well the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavata Saptaham. There's so many activities in all over the thing. Particularly this month, we have the lighting function is called Kartika Deepam. One of the very main function for the Hindus. This is coming on the Kritika Masam, which is on the full moon day. They celebrate for the prosperity, life, happiness, and success for their life. And coming up the next month, there is in the month of January 15th is a Thai Pongal also coming. There's also they celebrate for all the farmers and who doing the field work for them. And particularly in this pandemic, people are not coming to the temple, even though they are in that situation also. They're doing their home prayer and most online pujas. Those all they're attending. We join with our team. I bless you for all the Hindu people who are praying for the welfare of the universe, getting more happy and happy. And here in Scarborough we have the Swami Nityananda Paramahamsa Swami's temple, which is Kailasa. Also they joining for the Hindu Heritage Month, and Swami giving the blessings on 27th of November this year, which is 2021, November 27th, Hindu Heritage Month. As well, we are also celebrating our 12th anniversary for our temple. if you can also join in our temple. There is a 2-day programs, 27th and 28th of November 2021. Namaste, thank you, all the bless.
Agajanana Patmargam Gajananam Agarnisham Anekadamdam Bhaktanam Ekadamdham Upasmage Kailasa'S Ramye Sankarasya Sivalaye Devata Tatrumodande Tanme Mana Siva Sankalpamastu. மேன்மைகள் சைவ நீதியும் தேமதுர தமிழும் உலகெங்கும் பரவும் வகை செய்வோம் என்கின்ற தாரக மந்திரத்தை இரு கண்களாக கொண்டு கனடா டொரண்டோ ஸ்ரீ வரசித்தி விநாயகர் ஆலயம் சைவ சமயம் தலைத்தோங்கவும் தமிழ் மொழி சிறப்புற்றோங்கவும் எமது வேத ஆகமங்கள் மேன்மையுறவும் கலைகளில் சிறப்புறவும் ஆலயத்தினூடாக நல்ல தமிழ் சமய கலை சமூக பணிகளை சிறப்பாக ஆற்றி வருகின்றது வரசித்தி விநாயகர் ஆலயம். அந்த வகையில் ஆலயத்திலே வேத ஆகமங்கள் சிறப்பாக ஆகம முறைப்படி சிறப்பான 6 கால பூஜைகள் சிறப்பாக ஆலயத்திலே நடைபெற்று வருகின்றது. உரிய அபிஷேகங்கள் உரிய பூஜைகள் வழிபாடுகளை சிறப்பாக நடாத்துவதோடு ஆலயத்தினூடாக வரசித்தி விநாயகர் இந்து கல்லூரி மூலம் தமிழ் மொழி சைவ சமயம் திருமுறைகளை இங்கு பிறந்து வளர்ந்து வருகின்ற 5 வயதுக்கு மேல் 14 வயதுக்குட்பட்ட பிள்ளைகள் 300க்கும் மேற்பட்ட பிள்ளைகள் 12 ஆசிரியர்கள் மூலமாக சைவ சமயமும் தமிழ் மொழியும் திருமுறைகளையும் பிள்ளைகளுக்கு கற்பித்து வருகின்றார்கள். அந்த பிள்ளைகள் இன்று சிறந்த தமிழ் மொழியிலேயும் திருமுறைகளிலும் சைவ சமய அறிவிலும் தேர்ச்சி பெற்றவர்களாக விளங்குகின்றார்கள். அத்தோடு எமது வரசித்தி விநாயகர் ஆலயம் கலைஞர்களுக்கு முன்னுரிமை கொடுத்து வளர்ந்து வருகின்ற கலைஞர்கள் மூத்த கலைஞர்கள் தாயகம் தமிழகத்திலிருந்து வரும் கலைஞர்களுடைய கலை நிகழ்வுகளை இங்கு நிகழ்த்தி கலை வளரவும் அரும்பணியாற்றி வருகின்றது. இவற்றோடு சமூக நல பணியாக இங்குள்ள வைத்தியசாலைகளிலே வேண்டிய உதவிகளை அடியவர்களுடைய ஒத்துழைப்போடு எம்ஆர்ஐ உபகரணத்திற்குரிய நன்கொடையாகவும் மற்றும் 6 சில்ட்ரன் வைத்தியசாலை மற்றும் ஏனைய வைத்தியசாலைகளுக்கு எமது ஆலயமும் அடியார்களும் இணைந்து நல்ல சமுதாய பணிகளையும் ஆற்றி வருகின்றது. இவற்றோடு எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் இயற்கை அழிவுகளினாலே பாதிப்புகள் ஏற்படுகின்றதோ அவைகளுக்கெல்லாம் ஆலயம் முன்னுரிமை கொடுத்து தன்னாலான நல்ல பணிகளை ஆற்றி வருகின்றது. இந்த நல்ல பணிகளோடு இங்கே கைலாஸ் கனடா அமைப்பினர்கள் சிறந்த முறையிலே இந்த ஹிந்து ஹெரிட்டேஜ் மந்த் நிகழ்வினை சிறப்பாக நடத்தி வருகின்றார்கள். அவர்கள் ஆற்றி வருகின்ற நல்ல ஆன்மீக பணி மேன்மையுற வேண்டும். அதற்கு எல்லாம் வல்ல வரசித்தி விநாயகருடைய திருவருளும் குருவருளும் அவர்களுக்கு பரிபூரணமாக கிடைத்து இந்த ஹிந்து ஹெரிட்டேஜ் மந்த் விழா வெற்றி பெற வேண்டும் என்று கைலாஸ் கனடா அமைப்பினருக்கு நல்வாழ்த்துக்களை கூறி நல்லாசி கூறி அமைகின்றோம். அரஹர நம பார்வதி பதயே அரஹர மகாதேவா.
So beautiful. We would like to thank the NVIDIA students and all the well-wishers from the various temples around Ontario who were the Sri Brahmashri Lalita Kurukul of the Shiva Vishnu Temple in North York, Sri Kandasamy Kurukul of the Sri Nagabhushani Ambika Temple in Scarborough, Sri Chandrasekhara Gurukul of the Sri Shiva Satyanarayana Temple in Mississauga, and Dr. Shivasri Panchadchara Vijay Kumara Kurkul of the Sri Varasitti Vinayagara Hindu Temple in Toronto.
Nityanandam. Yes, thank you everyone. Once again, we'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to be here, and we would like to begin by sharing a little bit about the background of Kailasa Canada. Kailasa Canada has been enriching the lives of Canadians since 2006 with the establishment of the Nityananda Meditation Academy. And in 2011, the Nityanandeshwara Hindu Temple in Toronto was inaugurated. Kailasa Canada's main service centers have been consistently growing over the past 10 years. More than 500,000 meals have been served. Throughout the pandemic, starting from March 2020 until now, more than 10,000 people have been served in Ontario alone. Kailasa in Vancouver has donated 108 pounds of certified organic rice, grains, and legumes to the University of British Columbia Food Bank, through which 370 students in need were fed. Kailasa in Calgary has conducted over 500 hours of daily online morning yoga sessions since the pandemic to date. Recently, Kailasa in Ottawa provided more than 1,200 free meals to the Winwashi Lodge, an Indigenous shelter for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis women and children. And Kailasa in Montreal has provided free over 120 hours of yoga, Vedic arts, and meditation programs for children and parents. Many more thousands of Canadians' lives have been enriched with mental, physical, social, and spiritual well-being, resulting in reduced poverty, increased life positivity, alleviating human suffering, and fostering peace and fulfillment for everyone, irrespective of nationality, religion, race, gender, or economic status.
Kailasa and Kailasa Canada is headed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, Bhagavan Paramashivam, the reviver of Kailasa. Kailasa is the ancient enlightened civilization, the great cosmic borderless Hindu nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva, as per Hinduism. Recognized by his predecessors, who are enlightened masters and adepts. He is also the current head of more than 20 ancient spiritual lineages, including
the 233rd Pontiff, the Guru Mahasanidhanam of Kanchi Kailasa Sarvanyapita, or the Tonde Mandala Adinam. The 23rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of Dharma Mukti Swargapura Madinam, and the 203rd Emperor of Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam.
The 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam of Kailasonata Shyamalapita Sarvanyapitam, Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akara, the most ancient and largest apex monastic order.
The 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Athalakara, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, and the reviver of the ancient Supreme Order of Kailasa, which comprises 49 spiritual orders of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora working around the world for global peace and to give the superconscious breakthrough to humanity.
And of special note, from January 11th to 13th of 2015, 1,000 Hindu pontiffs gathered for 3 days of ceremonies, performing the highly auspicious Adi Rudra Mahayagna, and officially coronated His Divine Holiness Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, spiritual leader of the 2 billion Hindu diaspora worldwide.
Speaking on the Hindu ecosystem, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism reveals, Hinduism simply needs revival, not any reforming. Kailasa is the revival of Hindu civilization. Whatever my gurus gave me, I am just reviving. I have seen in my life the best things Hinduism can offer to the world. And I have seen the worst attacks done on Hinduism, personally facing it in my life. That is when I decided to make Kailasa the enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, so that all the best things of Hinduism can be kept alive. Hinduism has so much to offer. First, spiritual knowledge and experience of God.
During this COVID pandemic, Kailasa Canada has continued all outreach services with free 24-hour online programs to provide spiritual healing and mental health solutions through empowerment for women, youth workshops, free online yoga, pujas, wealth counseling, family and relationship programs, and spiritual healing, as well as personalized pranayama and breathing techniques provided for healing seniors. Due to the unprecedented need of Canadians at this time, Kailasa Canada, through its centers coast to coast, have also paid special attention to supporting local food banks to provide to Canadians in need.
Today marks another milestone for Kailasa Canada and for all Canadians in celebration of the Hindu ecosystem and the Hindu Heritage Month. Today, we are blessed to bring together more than 50 dignitaries and 38 Hindu organizations working together for the common goal of preserving and enriching the lives of all Canadians, as well as benefiting from the unique contributions of the ancient Hindu enlightenment ecosystem.
More than 500,000 Hindus today call Canada their home, and all of us have the great possibility and responsibility to keep the eternal sciences, the ultimate spiritual possibilities for humanity alive, the great future for Sanatana Hindu Dharma, together with all Canadians.
Now, the Hindu ecosystem. Before we begin, today, as we celebrate the Hindu Heritage Month, let us take a few moments and collectively commemorate all the Hindus who have been killed during the war and persecutions around the world. Thank you. All Hindu traditions regard Vedagamas as the ultimate authority on the truth as it is. Vedagamas is an enormous collection of ancient scriptural scientific scriptures. For example, a single one of the comic Agamas, is 100 million trillion verses in length, all by itself. So, the 100 million original scriptures of Hinduism scientifically detail every aspect of life, living an enlightened life, for every single kind of person you can possibly imagine, right down to which direction your feet should be pointing while you're sleeping, which side of the body you should lay on while you're sleeping, even how long your toothbrush should be based on who you are. Really, it's true.
The Hindu ecosystem is the only civilization which was living more than 5,000 years ago and is still alive, retaining its form right up to present day. This is a testament to the longevity, the credibility of the Hindu ecosystem. One of the greatest strengths of the Hindu ecosystem is that it's not just a set of books or a belief system. The entire ecosystem is set up to make sure you live it, taste it, feel it, experience it. It means really live fully alive and without any powerlessness. With a constant focus on contributing to the society and experiencing complete fulfillment through continuously enriching the lives of others. As is the life of a Hindu in serving others, life is for others.
Actually, there is an enormously detailed and extremely profound method within the Hindu ecosystem to ensure the scriptural revelations of the Vedagamas are never lost and never contaminated, so that even today, they are still creating more enlightened beings and thus serving humanity across the planet. There are not enough days for us right now to talk about it, but to mention it very briefly, we can say that there are 4 levels of experiential truths called pramanas that are maintained within the Hindu ecosystem to ensure complete fulfillment and enlightenment is made available to every member of society. The first experiential truth, or pramana, is the Vedic scriptural reference called Shastra Pramana. Second is the experience of Shastra Pramana from the lineage of enlightened masters. This is called Apta Pramana. Third is the experience of Shastra Pramana from the living Guru, the avatar. The Guru's enlightenment experience is Atma Pramana. And fourth is the same experience reproduced in others through Diksha, initiation of the living Guru. Your personal experience of enlightenment is the Sakshi Pramana. So this beautiful component of the Hindu ecosystem ensures the original revelations of enlightenment, of enlightened living, are maintained, passed down from guru to disciple over endless generations, and ensures the unadulterated spiritual sciences of the Vedagamas are freshly made available by the Hindu ecosystem to liberate each and every member of society.
In the Meru Tantra of Shaivagamas, Bhagavan Paramashivam reveals to Devi Parashakti, Hinam cha dusyatyeva hindurityuchate priye. O my dear, one who renounced ignorance and inferiority is called a Hindu. O my dear, one who renounced ignorance and inferiority is called a Hindu. A completely fulfilled life with no blind spots and no powerlessness.
Despite this longest lasting civilization, Hindus have also faced more than their fair share of persecution and desecration. Just last month, hundreds of Hindus lost their lives and hundreds of Hindu temples were destroyed in Bangladesh during what is supposed to be one of the happiest times and largest celebrations of the year for Hindus, the Diwali and Durga Puja. Actually, there's a reason Ontario chose November for Hindu Heritage Month, because so many of Hinduism's oldest and largest festivals occur at this time of year. Nonetheless, there is a relentless persecution of Hindus that continues in various places around the world. The Hindu ecosystem is indeed in grave threat, actually, more so now than ever before.
As far back as and even before the 12th century was when the great university and libraries on the left here of Nalanda University in India were destroyed by invaders. The university was home to 9 million manuscripts. This library burned for more than 6 months. The Jaffna Library, seen on the right in Sri Lanka, home to more than 100,000 manuscripts, was also razed to the ground by arson attack in 1981. Actually, only less than 20% of the original Hindu scriptures are even available anymore. The vast majority of unique knowledge from the Hindu ecosystem is already lost to centuries of persecution.
Just last year, one of Kailasa'S temples in Varanasi, the image on the left, was illegally demolished after having assured by authorities that the building would not be harmed. The picture on the right shows one of the swamis at the temple while it was demolished, with the temple and artifacts and deities still inside. These are not only histories of Hindu persecution. The historian Farishta writes in his book Tarikh-e-Farishta that 400 million Hindu lives had been destroyed during 1,000 years of invasions of the Hindu Holocaust. And British census records from India in the 1800s indicate that as many as 1 million gurukuls, the Hindu schools, were destroyed in India during the British colonial period. And incidents like the image on the right from the district of Palghar, India, occur on a much too frequent basis, almost sometimes daily. This was an incident that was video recorded by several witnesses, an attack that lasted many hours and involved police detaining 3 Hindu leaders and deliberately delivering them to a paid group of attackers who beat the Hindu leaders to death while police watched, and the incident was video recorded from multiple angles. Despite all of this, the only surviving of the 49 ancient civilizations is the Hindu ecosystem. The Hindu ecosystem is not easily kept down and miraculously has survived, at least in its current form, to today.
Along with the central principles of the Hindu ecosystem of Advaita, oneness, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the world as one family, is also the fundamental principle of ahimsa, or non-violence. Non-violence is a law for Hindus. living in the space of oneness with all beings and living abhayam sarvabhutebhyo, no fear for any being from me. Complete oneness and complete non-violence. Oh my dear, one who renounced ignorance and inferiority is called a Hindu. No powerlessness and no inferiority, just bliss.
Given the persecution and degradation of the Hindu ecosystem that Hindus have witnessed over time, it is important to know how this most successful ancient civilization can be strengthened and revived, to continue to contribute, to raise the consciousness of all humanity and supporting the spiritual growth and well-being of all humans on the planet. Actually, despite all this persecution, a recent study by the Office for National Statistics in London found that people belonging to the UK Hindu community are among the happiest in the country. Another series of studies done through pewforum.org reported that the Hindu diaspora on average were found to be the most spiritually at ease, having the lowest divorce rates, being the most educated, and highest individual income earners. This is a leading trend that is found amongst the Hindu community in all countries all over the world. It is a testament, actually, to the strength and foresight of the Hindu ecosystem built by our ancient ancestors, the great rishis and enlightened gurus.
The most proven sustainable civilization, the Hindu ecosystem, has also the most time-tested methods for fulfilling all the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. The immediate challenges of poverty, hunger, mental health, peace in the face of violent conflicts, equality, and climate change are already solutions that are proven, time-tested as part of the ancient Hindu ecosystem from Veda's Agamas.
In every field, the Hindu ecosystem has made great contributions to humanity, with many of these contributions coming thousands of years before being recognized by modern scientific methods in fields such as construction, science, architecture, medicine, mental health, environmentalism, sustainable farming, city planning, irrigation, metallurgy, alchemy, flight, astronomy, the spiritual sciences, and so many more. The Hindu ecosystem has so much to offer, so much to contribute to humanity. Modern scientific methods are slowly coming to recognize many of these benefits from the ancient Hindu ecosystem.
Lastly, we would like to share with you all three main methodologies or sciences for reviving the conscious possibilities of the Hindu ecosystem. First is the Varnashrama Dharma. This is a science of enlightenment revealed in Veda's Agamas for training and evolving human beings to experience living enlightenment or Jivan Mukti. Expertise in every field is the consciousness stored in the Varnashrama Dharma. It can be done through the Chaturashrama, the 4 stages of life: Brahmacharya, early student life, including yoga and scriptural training; Grahastha, married or householder life; Vanaprastha, the period after householder life leading to a dedicated spiritual life; and Sannyas, full dedication to enriching society with the spiritual truths of the Hindu ecosystem.
The Varnashrama Dharma is also enacted through the Chaturvarna. Brahmana, those who enrich society by sharing their knowledge and wisdom; Kshatriya, those who enrich society by sharing leadership and their administration; Vaishya, those who enrich society by sharing their business; and Shudra, those who enrich society by sharing their time. A central reason that the Hindu ecosystem is the only civilization still alive from the pre-Bronzean age of more than 5,000 years ago is this organized excellence for contributing of the Varnashrama Dharma.
Next is the Gurukuls, schools of the Hindu ecosystem, literally meaning the Guru's home. Amritasya Putra Vayam. This is how the Hindu ecosystem introduces the child into life as children of the immortals, divine beings, meaning limitless possibilities. In the Guru, In the Gurukul of the Hindu ecosystem, students lived with the enlightened masters from a tender age, learning the 64 vidyas, types of knowledge. Knowledge was transmitted through the very presence, the biomemory of the enlightened guru. The children emerged as spiritually anchored geniuses who radiated shaktis, conscious powers, as high achievers and world leaders.
Third, and finally, for reviving conscious possibilities for humanity from the Hindu ecosystem is the ecosystem for avatars, incarnations, the highest superconscious beings to be born, creating an atmosphere, the right womb, the right happening. The science of bringing incarnations was alive in the Hindu ecosystem and the Adi Shaivite tradition, and even in Tibetan Buddhist tradition. Only very recently people forgot. The atmosphere for incarnations to land includes the Hindu temple ecosystem, the living temple deities, and the living enlightened gurus.
Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Dharma samstapanartaya shambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever there is a decline in individual consciousness, whenever the collective unconsciousness increases to establish the righteousness of the eternal consciousness, the science of eternal bliss, I myself appear, millennium after millennium. This is the grand narrative of Hinduism, again and again to dispel the collective unconsciousness of humanity. The pure consciousness lands in the form of Guru.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shares, Hindu gurus who keep the Hindu ecosystem alive, who revive Hindu ecosystems, are the software programmers. They keep the software of Hinduism alive.
So thank you, everyone. The Hindu ecosystem has made so many unique contributions to humanity. Let's continue to joyfully revive the ancient truths and enrich the lives of all Canadians through this unique Enlightenment civilization, the Hindu ecosystem.
And now let's take a quick look at our remaining agenda for today. Very shortly, we'll be having our Hindu youth panel hosted by Sri Shivanyana Swarupananda, where we will be continuing our discussion on what is a Hindu ecosystem. Followed by this at 10:30 a.m. EST, we will be having our panel discussion with the Hindu and the government leaders of Canada, exploring the ins and outs of the importance and the relevance of Hindu ecosystem in Canada. At 12 p.m. EST, we will begin welcoming the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Shortly thereafter, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism will directly be giving a live address as part of this year's Hindu Heritage Month celebration. Following the live address from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, we will deliver our closing remarks and invite everyone to participate in today's audience to take part in a short survey. And with this, we would like to break and thank you for all your attention and patience. Let us now turn our attention to today's youth panel discussion on the topic of Hindu ecosystem. Without further ado, we would like to invite Sri Shivanyana Swarupa to the stage. Yeah.
Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcome again to this Hindu Heritage event organized by Kailasa Canada. So for today's session, we'll be talking with the youth as well as the adults that play a role in our youth's life in terms of the education, as well as instilling the Vedic Hindu principles, as well as the Hindu ecosystems in their day-to-day life. So before we start, I'd like to offer my deepest salutation at the divine lotus feet of Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, Sri Nityananda Paramashivam. So for today's event, as we know, we'll be talking about how the youth apply the Hindu lifestyle as well as the Hindu principles in their day-to-day life. So without further ado, I'd like to first of all start by introducing the youth panelists, followed by the two adult panelists that will be helping in terms of sharing their opinions on on how they apply the Hindu principles and education system. So to start off from the youth panelists, we have Shaitri Thiran, who is a grade 10 student, Sai Lakshmi Kanagaratnam, who is a grade 6 student, and Srinitya Gautamananda, who is a grade 12 student. Next, please. On our adult panelist, we have Dr. Sonam Agrawal, who is the founder and the managing director of Vedic Root Montessori. She has her master's and postdoctoral in chemical engineering, but when she had her first son, she decided to take a break and be a full-time mom. During that time, she learned a lot about the Vedic rituals, the lifestyles, and started Vedic Root Montessori's in 2015. Right now, Vedic Root Montessori is in Scarborough, and it applies all the Hindu principles and lifestyles, as well as applying the education system, Canadian education system. They teach from toddlers up to grade 3. Thank you, Sonam, for joining. And we also have Ma Tatiana Letvek, who is an initiated disciple of Swamiji since 2009. She's a mom, as well as a Gurukul Acharya, a Yoga Acharya, and she's also a teacher, an elementary school teacher for the last 20 years in Calgary. Thank you, Ma Tatiana, for joining. So before we get started into the discussion, I just wanted to quickly, briefly touch about what the Hindu principles are. So what we as born Hindus or living or practicing Hindus should abide by in order for us to attain the highest space of consciousness and living that space of bliss. As Swamiji says, the 4 tattvas or principles, the Supreme Pontiff says the 4 tattvas are integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching yourself as well as the others. And integrity meaning being integrated to your thoughts, deeds, and actions. When you're integrated to yourself, that makes you be in a space of full completion and won't carry any incompletions in that space. Then authenticity is being authentic to yourself and to people around you, and making sure that you're fulfilling what you consider as your inner image and what others perceive as your outer image. And then responsibility is understanding that you are responsible truly for everything that happens around you, and living in that space that everything that happens around you is a result of your actions. And enriching is where you apply, if you're fully integrated to yourself, authentic to yourself, and responsible, you enrich yourself as well as people see that and they get enriched by your actions. On to the next slide. As Sri Nyanatma as well as Renosan have been talking about the ecosystem, the Kailasa ecosystem consists of the Devalayas, the Annalayas, the Jnanalaya, the Gurukul education system, as well as the Go Mandirs. So what I want to talk now, when we move on to the discussion with the youth, I want to see how they apply the 4 principles, as well as what part of the Kailasa ecosystem they use in part of their day-to-day life. So next slide, please. So in terms of the youth panel discussion, we're going to talk about 3 questions. Each of the 3 youth panelists will share their opinions on these 3 questions. The first question is, how do you apply the Hindu principles to your daily life? The next question is, how does having a Hindu ecosystem help you in your daily life? And the last question is, how do you plan on contributing to sustain the Hindu ecosystem for the future generation? So we'll start off with Shaitri, followed by Sai Lakshmi and Sri Nitya Gautanamanda. So Shaitri, you can kick off this discussion by sharing your thoughts.
Hi everyone, my name is Shaitri. I'm 15 years old and I'm currently a 10th grader attending Markham District High School. The 2 tattvas I relate with are integrity and responsibility. When I'm integrated with the words I give to others and myself, I get a source of happiness. On the other hand, when I slip from my integrity, a part of me feels bad. I don't practice this as a rule, but I live by this principle to make myself a better person. The second tattva I relate with is responsibility. It is an important trait. Being responsible helps me set proper values to follow. Responsibility helps me manifest whatever I desire as well. When I'm with family or friends, I voluntarily take the initiatives for many things as well. I don't like to sit back and wait for things to happen around me. A Hindu ecosystem has many components, and the temple is one of them. Going to the temple gives me a very secure and blissful feeling. Temple spaces have various deities, and they provide a beautiful vibration. In our temple, I relate with Meenakshi and Swamiji's deity the most. When I ever have questions or I need help, I ask them and they bless me. It's not easy how to explain how I connect with them. It's very personal, but Swamiji has said that deities are the best way to enrich people and connect with them on a higher existence immediately. I understand this statement of Swamiji after experiencing the deities in our temple. If I was not introduced to Swamiji or the temple, I would not have had the chance of having this powerful support. I feel the best way to sustain this ecosystem would be for more and more people to experience and live the lifestyle that Hinduism teaches us. The first step is for me to learn and understand the teachings of Vedas and Agamas so that I can share the knowledge with others as well. The knowledge can be shared in various forms such as libraries, art forms, temple rituals, and many more. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaitri. Next, we'll move on to Sai Lakshmi to share her opinions on these questions.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lakshmi Kanagaratnam. I'm 11 years old and I am in grade 6, and I currently attend Central Park Public School. How do you apply the Hindu principles in your daily life? I enrich others, such as my cousins, on what we do on certain celebrations and practices. I have the responsibility to pass on beliefs to the next generations and to practice praying and pujas. How does having a Hindu ecosystem help you in your daily life? Having a Hindu ecosystem helps me by making me feel blissful and content and really teaches me some valuable life lessons. I really like connecting with deities and learning about Hinduism. How are you going to pass Hinduism on to the next generations? I'll share stories about Hinduism and practices, as well as educating coming generations on beliefs and traditions we have. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Now on to the last panelist for the youth, Sri Gautamananda. Do you mind sharing?
My name is Sri Nithya Gautamananda, and I am in grade 12. I attend Herald and Brathwaite Public School in Brampton, Ontario. One of the tattvas that I use in my everyday life would be integrity. I would always make sure to do everything on time, no matter how small it is. I would also do everything with authenticity. The reason I do this is because I believe that everything should be taken care of with utmost importance. And if I do not take care of them with utmost importance, then the people that are